Hello everybody, welcome back to the IELTS Endeavour channel where you will find all the guidance you need to clear the IELTS exam and to get your required band score. Today's topic deals with environmental issues or environmental problems, and this is a cue card in which you have one main question and you have several hints to help you formulate an answer for this question. These hints are also called cues. That is why we call it a cue card. And you have to speak for approximately 1.5 to 2 minutes on this question. And you will be given 1 minute to prepare an answer. Alright? So now I must tell you that these cues or hints, these three questions here, what the problem is, causes and all that, these are just for your benefit. They are not compulsory. They are just prompts to help you. You may or may not use them. That's entirely up to you. Okay? So it's your choice. If you can make an answer entirely without these, you can do it. No marks will be cut for that. The only thing you need to remember is that you should stay on topic and you should answer the main question. Now, let's look at the question. The question says, describe a problem which affects the environment of the area where you live. So when we talk about being on topic, we should talk about the area where we are living. Alright? So instead of talking about the world or your country, you're supposed to talk about the area where you live. Alright? So your cues or your hints are, what is the problem? So what is this environment problem that you are having in your area? What causes it? And how do people feel about it? What is the reaction of people? Are they having problems? Are they okay with it? Are they ignoring it? So how do the people feel about it? And you have to explain what can be done to prevent it. Alright? So it's a simple enough question. We have to describe an environmental problem in the area where we live. We have to tell what is the name of the problem. We have to give causes. We have to give solutions. And we have to talk about how the people feel about it. Alright? So once again, let me repeat or reiterate the things that you should remember. Stay on topic, don't go off topic. Give clear and concise answers. So basically, talk precisely about what has been asked. Try to keep your sentences short and clear or crisp. Give some adequate vocabulary. So ideally, one sentence should not be more than 10 to 12 words. Don't make a whole paragraph out of one sentence. And don't overuse the vocabulary also. You are not a dictionary. You are a person and people don't talk like 100% in dictionary terms, right? So what you're supposed to do is, in your entire answer, you can have 8 to 10 words of vocabulary of which is relevant to the topic. And other than that, you can just stick to your regular sentences. Alright? Now, let's see a sample answer. Let's see how we can formulate the answer. Okay, I have color coded this all these sentences according to the cues which we had in the question. All right, now the first question we had been asked was, what is the problem? So let's talk about that, but before that we can give one or two general lines. Look at the general lines. There are considerable problems the environment is facing these days. Considerable means there are several and there are some urgent problems, right? So you can use considerable as a vocabulary word. There are considerable problems the environment is facing these days. Almost all over the world, one or the other environmental hazard is making its presence known, right? So every place in the world has one or the other issue which is related to the environment. One of the most common of these is air pollution, right? So now we come into the main topic. The main topic is, what is the problem in your area, right? So my area, my area also suffers from this issue. Which issue? Air pollution. There are a large number of vehicles on the roads in my city at almost all times of the day, and my residential area, these are again vocabulary words, right? My residential area is close to some major roadways. So there is a lot of traffic in the city, and where I live also, it is close to the roadway, some major roadways. So sometimes we even have bumper to bumper traffic, which means traffic which is very slow moving or not moving, which causes the air quality to become even worse. Okay, so we have talked about the problem in our area. Now coming to the next part, how is this problem caused? So air pollution is caused by the various gases and particulate matter which are emitted from the exhaust of vehicles. Gases, we all know what they are. Particulate matter is very small particles of unburnt matter, of fuel, or even of dust which can get suspended in the air, which means it doesn't fall down. It makes the visibility low, it causes breathing problems, it makes everything hazy. That matter is called particulate matter. It comes out of the exhaust of vehicles generally. Okay, then it may even be caused by factories and manufacturing plants. So air pollution, we all know, can be caused by factories and manufacturing plants which are producing different types of products. Another reason for bad air quality is the lack of trees in the area to purify the air. So all the trees have been cut down, or there are very few left, and we already have very bad air quality. So more vehicles are there, less trees are there, which means the air is not being purified, right? So the air quality becomes bad. Now, how do the people react to it? People are generally concerned when it comes to poor air quality. By concerned, we mean worried. Okay, so people are generally worried or generally concerned when it comes to poor air quality. Why? Because it can cause several health issues such as asthma and respiratory infections. Again, vocabulary here. Asthma is breathing difficulty, respiratory infection is infection of the trachea and the lungs, of the respiratory tract. Okay, then the next one is, there are several measures. So it had asked what can be done to prevent such a thing, air pollution. So there are several measures that can be taken to reduce air pollution. Some of these are already in place but may require to be implemented more strictly. Again, vocabulary, please keep noting these words. So there are several measures that can be taken. By measures, we mean several steps which can be taken to reduce air pollution. Some of these are already in place but may require to be implemented more strictly, which means we already have some laws, we already have taken some steps, but these need to be more strict. They need to be applied in a more strict manner. People should use public transport more than private vehicles. So there will be less cars on the roads and will ultimately help in curbing pollution. Curbing means reducing pollution. Then cars should not be allowed to enter places like city centers. Now city centers are places where there are a lot of offices and it's not particularly residential, it is more workplace, right? So people should be encouraged to use non-polluting modes of transportation such as bicycles, or they should walk in this area. So many major cities in the world have already implemented this thing where in the city center people are not allowed to bring their cars because there's less parking and there's a lot of pollution. So instead they can take some kind of public transport to that area, or they can walk to that area, or they can bicycle to that area, but it is a non-polluting mode of transport. Alright. Now after you have finished the cue card, which is still here, and after you have spoken for 2 minutes, the examiner will put a set of follow-up questions to you. And here are some samples of follow-up questions for this topic. Follow-up questions are generally related, loosely related to the topic you have just talked about, but they are not necessarily the exact same topic. Okay, they can be related to the environment in this case, but they will not directly be related only to your area, for example. Okay, so let's have a look at the follow-up questions for this cue card. The first one is, what are the greatest environmental problems faced by your country? Now we have come to country. So I have given some hints to you here. You can talk about air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, overfishing in the coastal areas. Then there are endangered animals, and then there's poaching, where people illegally kill animals that should not be hunted, for making a profit. So you can pick any one of them, any two of them, depending on your country and the problems your country is facing. The next question is, what has been done to solve these problems? Laws have been passed, some of the laws have been implemented also. There are special checks, like we have pollution checks, and then there are social campaigns, such as there are ads on television, there might be even ads in the social media which are for the public benefit, right? Then, have the solutions been successful? Okay, so yes, we have taken some steps, but have they been successful? They have been partly successful, because if they were completely successful, we would not be talking about it also. They are partly successful. To some degree, we have been able to help the environment, but not completely. So what can we write? They have been partly successful, but much more can be done. The next question is, do you think things will get better in the future or not? So now we are talking about projection. Projection means thinking about the future, extrapolating from the present to the future. Okay, so people are becoming more aware of their role in saving the environment, right? We are more aware than the previous generations about the issues that the environment faces today. Then special courses in schools and colleges are encouraging the new generation to actively participate in saving nature. So environmental studies are being taught in schools and colleges, which is making the next generation even more aware. Therefore, things will get better in the future, because they will be the adults of tomorrow. The children of today are the adults of tomorrow, and if they are sensitive to environmental problems, then they will definitely do better things in the future. Right? Now coming to the next question. Should all countries of the world unite in the fight against pollution, or do you think that they should handle the issue individually? Now the question basically means every country has a problem regarding the environment. So should they take some steps alone, or should they join hands and take steps collectively to solve the problem? So what we can say is the borders on this planet are only political, and nature knows no borders, right? So if we have a border between two countries, it is not nature which has made the border, it is humans, politics, which have made the border. Rivers travel through different countries. One river will travel through multiple countries generally. The air gets mixed up all over. Whatever air we are breathing is the same air. We have only one atmosphere around the earth, and particles can travel all over, right? So if the problems do not stay in one place, why should the solutions? The problems are going everywhere, regardless of political borders. So the solutions are also required, where everybody is taking collective steps. It is best for all nations to work together. Now the last question is, have you ever participated in any environment saving activities? This is a very personal question. Now you are directly being addressed. Have you done something to save the environment? Generally we have. So you can say, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have participated in tree planting campaigns in school or college. Our whole class would go to an assigned area. Our teacher would come with us, and she showed us how to plant a sapling, which is a small baby tree. It was fun and educative at the same time, right? So when children do some activity together, like tree planting, or even going on a social campaign, making posters and holding them up and all of that, it is always fun, and at the same time it is a good education also, right? So you can talk about any experience that you have had regarding saving the environment. All right, So these are the kind of questions you will be asked, which will be loosely related to the topic you have just talked about, but may not be exactly the same topic. All right. And all these questions will be asked to you in roughly 5 to 6 minutes, which is generally the amount of time you have for follow up. You don't need to talk a lot, like you don't need to, for every question you don't need to give more than 4 or 5 lines of an answer. If it finishes in one line, even then it is fine, they'll put another question to you. But this is not a long turn speaking. That was the cue card. In the cue card you speak alone for a long time. This is a conversation, so please treat it like a conversation. All right. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, press that bell icon, share this video and tell me in the comments if it helped you. Please, you've got to do this, only then I will make more videos to help you, because I need to know if it is helping you. And you can also ask for specific topics. If you have some topic that you're dealing with and you want more clarity on it, just write it in the comments and I will take care of that. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.